Hello and welcome to the basement, a place where we explore old technology and try to fix it, from toasters to tape decks and everything in between, including telephones. So I have this iPhone 6s which I pulled out of an eWaste bin destined for, well, wherever eWaste goes. Now I just thought it's too good to throw away, even though the screen is all smashed up. What if we could fix this? Now I know what you're thinking. There's probably a million videos on YouTube about how to fix an iPhone. But I'm coming at it from the point of view where I have never done this before. I'm just an ordinary person and I don't know a lot about technology. Is it possible for me to fix this using one of those cheap eBay screen kits? So we're going to find out together. Now, as you can see, the screen's quite damaged here. All the glass is broken, so it definitely needs a new screen on it. Now, I was able to turn this on and it fired up to the hello screen, so it's been reset, but there was no sensitivity on the screen. It wouldn't respond to any touch input. So we'll put a new screen on it using one of these cheap eBay kits. Comes with a screen and a little bag of plastic tools, and we'll see if the screen works. We'll see if we can get it back together and working, and we'll see if it's locked or unlocked, and it might be a useful phone for someone, or else it's got to go into eWaste anyway. So we can get a good look here at the damage on the screen. The battery's dead flat. It won't turn on at all. It won't even give you the flat battery warning, and I might leave it that way so that when we're fiddling around inside there's no chance of us sort of doing anything, puncturing the battery or doing anything stupid like that. Now this is the kit I got. It's obviously it was the cheapest one I could find on eBay. Again, it was a phone out of the bin. I don't want to spend a lot of money on it. It might not even be unlocked, so we've got a couple of these, I don't know what you call them, guitar picks, some spudges, and the 3 screwdrivers we're going to need. And the screen itself, complete with the home button. Because from my understanding, swapping the home button can be quite a difficult procedure. I don't know if the fingerprint sensor will work after we swap it over. That's something we'll find out as well. So without any further ado, let's start pulling this thing apart. Okay, like most iPhones of this particular generation, it starts with these 2 screws here. So let's pull them out, and I'm not sure if this is glued down or not, but we'll find out once we get these screws out, and we'll see if we can wedge this top off. These screws are impossibly tiny, so easy to lose, so let's just leave them on the bench where they can roll around. Okay, so using this little pick, let's try and get underneath the edge. Now, this kit didn't come with a suction cup, which I believe we would need to get it off. I do have one, so I'm going to use it, and stick it down. We might not be able to get any suction because of the cracks in the glass. Okay, no go with that. I have heard you can put tape over these and then try the suction cap again, but we'll just get in there with a pick. I'm not worried about damaging the glass because we have a new one to put on. But I don't know if these picks are going to last the distance. They're pretty soft plastic. Okay, I think I've got under it. I can see the gap slightly larger. There we go. And we're in. Now let's just slide this around. I can hear all those lovely glass breaking noises. Okay, so it does have a layer of adhesive around it. Thankfully we were able to get in there and get it undone. We probably won't have any adhesive to put it back down. Now that's strange, I thought there would be a ribbon cable. It's at the back of the screen there. So we've got a ribbon cable here. And this is our battery, quite a large size battery. And presumably we just swap these over and put the other one back on as is. So let's work out how do we get this screen off. We probably have to take this metal tray off. Now they do give you 3 screwdrivers in this crappy kit. And having a look at the screws, let's see, is that going to focus? I think they're Phillips. Without a magnifying glass it can be quite hard to see. Well, let's see if, yep, that screwdriver fits. So the Phillips. 1 screw, 2, 3, 4. That's a longer one. Something to take note there. So looking at the replacement, there is 3 plugs to pull up. 1, 2, 3. And I think that's it. Yes, it is. Separate. Well, that was pretty quick and easy. Now I know you can get replacement screens that just come as the bare screen. You have to swap the home buttons over. You have to swap the microphone and speaker assembly over. But that to me just sounds like a nightmare. So you can pay an extra couple of bucks and you get the plate already assembled, the whole faceplate already assembled. And we'll leave the protective coat on there for now so we get that new phone feeling. When we're finished we can peel it off and pretend we've just stepped out of the Apple store with our new shiny iPhone 6s. So we're just going to plug these in where they're supposed to go. Not too much can go wrong, I don't think. Not sure the order to go in. Maybe I'll do this one first. No. I'm not quite sure how you're supposed to line them up. You just sort of feel around until it clicks like that. There we go, got one. Get this back one. Click, got it. And the third one, click. Got it, make sure they're down. Let's put, does this sit flat? No, it doesn't really sit there, does it? Have to hold it. Let's put this cover back on because I think that holds everything in. Which way around did it go? That looks about right, doesn't it? Now how do I put the screw in while I'm holding the top? I need something to rest it against. Okay, thankfully within reach I've got an old Apple AirPort Extreme. Let's sit that there as a holder. We'll do the large screw first because I think I remember where that goes. It would certainly help if you had tiny little fingers, this sort of work. I'm a carpenter by trade and so my fingers aren't as tiny as some, which makes this sort of thing quite fiddly and awkward. I mean, look how tiny that screw is. It's just minuscule. Certainly not the size of screws I'm used to dealing with on a day-by-day basis. Now there's no adhesive layer that I can see, oh careful, around the screen. So it's going to go in, it's not going to be waterproof, as waterproof as the old one, or as dust sealed. But I'm thinking if it works, I might just use it as a Spotify slave, and or if somebody I know loses or breaks their phone, I could give it to them as an emergency phone while they're waiting on getting it fixed or a new one. It's always handy to have. So you can see that's got a little lip at the back there. The back of the screen, little plastic lips, they have to slot in underneath. There we go. And then I think we just push it in. You never ever know, except for a couple of scuffs on the aluminium. Nothing too bad, and it's certainly what my current phone looks like. They all have a bit of scuffs here and there. Okay, back together. Let's put some power on it and see what happens. Okay, I've found a lead and an Apple charger. Let's plug it in. And hopefully, if we turn it on... Ah, yes, well there we go, that's a good sign. We've got the low battery warning. We weren't getting anything before, so we'll give it a few minutes and then it should boot right up. Okay, the phone's had a couple of minutes and it's come with the hello screen. So we're going to set it up and see if we can get this thing working. So Touch ID does not look like it's going to work. Now, I'll try it again, but I'm pretty sure unless we can transfer the old button over, they don't allow you to set it up. So we'll set it up later. So it looks like it's working. We're in, it's set up. There was no Find My iPhone enabled, which was handy, otherwise it would have just been junk. And I probably would have pulled the screen off and kept it in case I ever come across another iPhone 6S. So for now, I might update it, see what latest version it'll run, and I might install Spotify on it and just use it as a Spotify slave so I can just have it connected to my stereo all the time. So in case you're not aware, I'm a vintage audio enthusiast, and that gear of course has no streaming capabilities, so I generally use my phone or iPad hooked up to the stereo via an auxiliary cable to listen to my Spotify. So if I can have something like this connected all the time, I can just control it from my phone or iPad and not have to worry about when my phone's ringing, running over to the stereo to grab it and answer it. And I know there's other products out there, but well, I like doing it the way that I do it. This is interesting. Time since last full charge, 42,028 hours and 21 minutes. It's amazing that it keeps a record of that. How would it even know? But it knows somehow, and it's keeping track of that. So quite a while since it's been charged or been used, I would say. Now this is interesting. In the photos from 2016, that's 5 years ago now, there's two screenshots of the hello screen. So whoever had this phone back then was trying to get their way past this screen. Obviously, if there's no touch, if the touch isn't working on the screen, you're stuck at this hello. There's no way past it. And they've been pushing various button combinations to try and get past it, and have managed to screenshot the hello screen a couple of times and not get much further than there. So I guess that's why they threw the phone away. It's not worth the hassle. But it is 5 years later, so this phone's just been chilling for 5 years in an eWaste, or in their drawer, and they've thrown it into eWaste, and it's made it here. And well, it's quite a nice little story, nice little ending. The phone's not quite dead yet. It's got a bit more life left in it, so we'll give it a full battery charge, and we'll see what we can use it for. So, great success. It's back together and working. I've got Spotify installed, so I'm going to sign into that and play some tunes. The good thing about the older iPhones, of course, still got the headphone jack, so I don't need the adapter, which is handy. And it's actually quite good when you're traveling around different places. If you have one of these older devices, you can take it with you, plug it in, and get your music most places with just an auxiliary cable. You don't need those little extra adapters. So, all things considered, the kit that I got is only about 15 bucks. I don't know how they do it for the money. You get the screen, you get the tools. Could have done with a suction cup, but in the end we didn't need it. In fact, I didn't need half of the tools that came with it. I only needed 2 of the screwdrivers and 1 of the spudges, and it was really very easy. I would recommend, if you're in the same situation, you have an older device with maybe a broken screen, or you come across these devices as they're not really worth much nowadays, grab one, grab a screen, put it in. It's an easy job, took about 15 minutes, and you have a working device. Oh yeah, that's so good. So remember, if I can do it, you can do it. You've been in the basement. Have a great day.